So here we are, another Star Trek recap episode. Hopefully, the audio will not go. It hasn't gone in the last couple. So let's keep our fingers crossed that this works. You can always go check out. This is season 6. This is disc 4. This is episode 240. Yep, 240. And I've done 140 other episodes. Please go check out all of my recaps. Very few people have watched them. Please spread the word. Let people know I'm here. Let people know I exist. Nobody knows I exist. I need some people to know I exist. I'm not fancy schmancy. I just talk about the episodes. I talk about books. I read books. I talk about books. And speaking of that, welcome to the D. Louise Book Streets. I'm Christina KRS. Tina. This is where we read books, talk about books, no special effects, no theme music, none of that fancy smancy stuff going on here. And I also recap Star Trek Next Generation episodes each and every Friday, followed by an If Then episode Friday afternoon. If you like this author, then maybe you like that author. For October, November, and December, we got a little carried away with themes. October was all Halloween, Halloween cozies, Halloween mysteries, all kinds of Halloween themed books. November, we went Thanksgiving crazy. And just the other day, we did family gatherings. Not necessarily Thanksgiving, but family gatherings where stuff happened. Some of those were really, not your average family gatherings. And some of them were good family gatherings. So check those out. Also, we started Christmas. Welcome to December. And we started Christmas. We're doing Regency Christmas books. I'm going to do a special reading soon. And contemporary romance Christmas, and mystery Christmas, and a few other paranormal Christmas. There's some vampires who do Christmas. And I'm working on a couple of sci-fi projects. So we'll see what happens with that. Oh, and don't forget Flashback Monday, where I talk about all the favorite books in my favorite magazine, Romantic Times Book Review Magazine. We started in 2007. We're working our way through 2012 now. You can find some new authors, find some old authors you haven't known. We do Regency, we do mystery, contemporary romance, sci-fi, paranormal, contemporary romance, inspirational, Harlequins. We do it all. Sometimes we go up to 80 or 90 books in an episode. And I'm trying to do those better. So anyways, welcome to Star Trek Next Generation recap. We are on disc 4, episode 240, season 6. And we're doing Face of the Enemy. Come on. Face of the Enemy. There is no voice overview to start this episode. We just jump right into it. So, we start out in a dark room. We can't see nothing. Can you see something? We cannot see something. So, Troy wakes up to discover she's Romulan. Face of the Enemy with the Romulan warbird. So, this guy comes in and she says, "Who are you?" She said, "Please, Counsel, there is little time. The commander will be calling for you at any moment. Where am I?" "You're aboard the Imperial Romulan Warbird Kazaa. I'm Sub-Commander Nevek." "Warbird, I was in the neuropsychology seminar at Bokar 6. The last thing I remember was returning to my quarters. I was attacked. I felt the hypospray. It was necessary. I could not be certain you would come voluntarily. Oh my god, my head's still spinning. There are drugs in your system, but they've nearly dissipated. The disorientation will soon pass. Why have you brought me here? Listen to me carefully. You are no longer Deanna Troy. You are Major Raquel of the Tal Shire, the Imperial Intelligence Commander Torres. I'm a prisoner. There is no time to explain everything. You must listen, Commander. Torres will want to know your mission. Tell her nothing. Simply instruct her to proceed to the Caleb sector, heading 102 Mark 4. The Caleb sector. Repeat it. Heading 102 Mark 4. Heading 102 Mark 4. She'll take orders from me. You are an officer of the Tal Shore. She'll obey you, but do not push her too far. Subcommander Novak, we are approaching the loading point. Bring our guests to the bridge. Yes, Commander, immediately. Please, we must hurry. I'm not going anywhere until you tell me what's going on. You are a Starfleet officer disguised as a Romulan. Unless you trust me and do exactly as I've said, Torres will discover you and you will be killed. How do I know I won't be killed anyway? Your only chance to get off the ship alive is to do as I say. You are an empath. You know if I'm lying. Am I? No. Then let us go see the commander. So now we're on the bridge of the Warbird. Commander, may I present Major Raquel of the Talsha. This is Commander Torres. Tend to your station. Why are you here without your guards? Well, the mission is one of utmost secrecy. I could not risk bringing guards. Torres, and exactly what is the future of this clandestine assignment? I cannot reveal that. Oh, why not? I am under orders. You don't act like a member of the Talshar. How long have you been with intelligence? Several months. Ah. Commander, cargo is on board and secure. Tell me, is there a reason why the commander of a ship is being kept ignorant of its cargo? I don't know what you mean. I've been ordered to take on cargo, but its contents are unknown to me. Does that seem wise? I'm responsible for the safety of this ship and its crew. How do I know this cargo is safe to transport? I'm sure it's safe, otherwise it would not have been loaded. Ah, the Talshar is deeply concerned for the safety and well-being of the military. I'm sure that every person on the bridge of this ship could offer testimony about personal experiences with the Talshar. But I doubt that many could recall those encounters as tendering and caring. So I must ask you to forgive me, Major, if I hesitate to accept your assurances that the cargo presents no danger to my crew. I intend to open those containers. That cargo is the property of the Tal Shah. You will not touch it. On whose authority? Mine. If you do not wish to undergo another personal experience with the Tal Shah, I suggest you do not question me again. Now proceed on course bearing 102 Mark 4 to the Caleb sector. Why should we go to the Caleb sector? It's virtually deserted. Because those are your orders. Pilot, set course bearing 102 Mark 4 Warp 6. Yes, Commander. Okay. Then we then we get a voiceover from the captain. Captain's log, stardate 46519.1. We've arrived at Research Station 75 to take on a rather unique passenger, one whose homecoming will undoubtedly be difficult. And then we have Worf, Riker, and Dr. Crusher talking. The man acted dishonorably. He is a traitor. He risked his life to get here. He spent 2 weeks alone in a scout ship. Does not excuse his original actions. Well, maybe he finally realized he made a mistake, Dr. Crusher says. Riker says, it's been 20 years too late. Energize. Let's see. So then the guy beams aboard. Ensign deserved by order of Starfleet Command. I'm placing you under arrest for treason, Riker says. I understand, he says. Riker says, after Dr. Crusher declares you medically fit, you'll be confined to your quarters until a court-martial can be convened. Find some civilian clothes. I don't want to see you in that uniform. Yes, Commander. I must speak with Captain Picard. He's a busy man. Please, it's important, urgent. I'll tell him. You know, I hate that they don't do two shots. It's like he's speaking camera on him, he's speaking camera on him. I want to see both people in the room together. It's so frustrating. So the captain goes to see this Sev, And he says, at ease, it's Commander, actually. Of course, I'm sorry. You said it was important that I see you. Yes, Captain, I have a message for Ambassador Spock. He said it involves further cowboy diplomacy. He said you would understand. There's a Corellian fighter arriving at the Caleb sector in 12 hours. Spock wants you to rendezvous with that ship. Bring its cargo back to Federation space. What kind of cargo? He said it's important to the future of the Romulans and the Federation. You returned in order to give me this message? Partly, Deserve says. Picard says, in order to know whether Ambassador Spock's message is being delivered accurately, I need to understand something about the messenger. I was ready to come back. Romulus had lost its appeal. Yet, at one time, you found something very appealing about him. Deserve says the Romulans are very moral, Captain. They have absolute certainty about what is right and what is wrong, who is a friend and who is an enemy, a strict moral compass which provides them with clarity of purpose. At one time, I found their sense of purpose, their passion and commitment to be very compelling. But not anymore, Picard says. I've grown older. I realize that the clarity of purpose is a more ambiguous matter than I had thought in my youth. Commander Riker set course for the Caleb sector, warp factor 8. Aye, sir. So then we're back on the Romulus ship. Um, they're terrified of me, Troy says. The purpose of the Telshore is to ensure loyalty. To defy them is to invite imprisonment or death. I think it's time you told me what this is all about. Nevik says, that is why I called you here. These are the cargo containers we brought on board earlier. What's in it? So they open up the container. I hope my audio isn't gone. He's alive in stasis. Who is it? Vice Proconsul M. Emmett of the Imperial Senate and his two top aides. Emmett, he's one of the highest ranking members of the Romulan government. His defection will be a profound blow to Romulus. Why is he doing this? Merritt has questioned the representative activities of the government and was in danger of being imprisoned. He is willing to take this risk in order to protest Romulan policy and support the dissenting movement. You're a part of Ambassador Spock underground movement. Yes, if we're able to deliver Merrick safely, Spock is hopeful that we can establish an escape route for thousands of dissidents who live in fear of their lives. Now you realize why we are willing to do such an extraordinary length, even kidnapping you to make sure we succeed. You've given me the identity of a Tal Shah officer. Is there a real Major Revet? There was. She was killed so you could take her place. Only a member of the Tal Shah would have the authority to alter a ship's mission. Why me? You could have found a Romulan to play this role. Yes, for the first part of the plan. But if anything goes wrong, we'll need a Starfleet officer. Why? There's no need to go into that unless it becomes necessary. For your sake, Counselor, the less you know about the specifics of this plan, the better. What is your plan? When we reach the Caleb sector, we will rendezvous with a Corellian fighter. We will take these containers into their ship and accompany them back to Starfleet headquarters. The Corellians are mercenaries. Do they know what's in these containers? No. They were hired simply to take you to Federation space. Very well. We are due in the wardroom shortly. The senior officers always dine there together. I'll go to my quarters. I think it'd be best if I stayed out of the way of the commander. No, you'll be expected to attend. I'll go ahead. Follow me after a few moments. Commander Torres must not feel that anything is unusual. So then we're in the lunchroom. We've been told the Klingon outpost was undefended, so when their warships decloaked, they took us completely by surprise. The Klingons managed to destroy half my squadron before we even opened fire. When we did, they were no match for us. I destroyed their flagship myself. I received this Soteric citation for my actions that day. The intelligence officer in charge of that mission was executed. Major, welcome to our table. Commander, I suggest you try the Vinarine. It's quite good. I realize that it's nothing compared to what you're accustomed to on Romulus, but you could at least try the Vinarine. I smelled better Vinarine on prison ships, no doubt. Tell me, Major, where did you train? The Intelligence Army or the Imperial War College? The Academy. So you must know Commander Koa. I know of him. I assume you studied military history with him? Yes. Tell me, Major, what do you think of his theories on the differences between the military and the Talshar? Which aspects are you referring to? Come on now, Major. Surely you attended his classes regularly. It was COSAB main theme. Do you have a point to make, Commander? If so, it has escaped me. Commander Karnash believes that in order to function, military officers have to trust each other. The Talshar, on the other hand, trust no one. They expect deception, so they always find him. Your opinion of the Talshar quite clear, Commander. I hope so. We ensure the loyalty of our people. Do you believe the Empire would be better off with or without our protection? Protection from what? How is the Empire threatened by the words of an old man, a devoted citizen who merely tried to speak his mind? How did the Talshar protect the enemy by dragging him, my father, out of his home in the middle of the night? Clearly your father was a traitor. No, he was just an idealistic old man. I never saw him again. I don't need your devotion, Commander, just your obedience, and that's all you'll have. Commander, sensors are picking up an unidentified ship on an intercept course. So then they all go to the bridge. What is the configuration? It appears to be a freighter, Commander. Hail them. Visual. On screen. Commander, we're glad to see you. We are prepared to transfer your cargo as agreed. With whom do you have this agreement? Our arrangements were made with the Major Raquel. You may rest assured your cargo will be taken safely to its destination. We will transmit coordinates for you to beam it aboard. He's lying. They have no intention of keeping their word. Are you certain? Yes. And she Troy says they're lying to her, so she destroys the ship. Why did you destroy that vessel? I beg forgiveness, Commander, but Major Raquel ordered me to fire. The pilot civilian fighter has been completely destroyed, Commander. There are no survivors. I demand an explanation. How many people were on board? Approximately 18, sir. I don't care if there were 18 or 1800. On this ship, I give the command to fire, Major. You have no right. Pointing the Troy goes, me. This gives me the right. Even you, eventually you'll have to answer to someone. You'll be held accountable. I have been given broad discretionary powers, Sub-Commander. Acted under my authority, the authority of the Talshar. I assure you this action will not be questioned. Nevertheless, I make an underlying entry in my log that I am not responsible for those 18 lives and I deplore their loss. What you feel is necessary. In the meantime, we must protect ourselves. Engage the cloaking device. And what are my orders now, Major? Hold position and wait. So then we're back on the Enterprise. Data says, there's no sign of the freighter, sir. We are the only ship in the area. Picard, Ensign, verify our position. She says, we're holding the coordinates specified by Ensign Deceive, sir. Anything on long-range sensors? Sensors indicate no other ships within 3 light years, Data says. Riker says, could this been a hoax? It's one possibility, Mr. Worf. Ensign, bring the slave to my ready room. Aye. So Picard talks to Ensign Deceive. You promised me a freighter with an important cargo. The only thing here is empty space. Do you have an explanation? I don't understand. Captain, he deceived us, Worf says. No, I was told the ship would be at these coordinates. You said that the message came directly from Ambassador Spock. Yes, well, not exactly. What does that mean? Someone else relayed the message to me, but he said Spock spoke to him directly. I trust the man who spoke to me. He would not have lied. Worf says, was he Romulan? Yes. He was a member of the underground dissident. He risked his life to work with those who want a different future for Romulus. Could he be leading us into a trap? Worf asked. No, not that, sir. It would be risky to set a trap here, so close to Federation space. But the fact remains we are here. There is no freighter. Did your contact tell you anything else that might be helpful? The freighter is an old Antares-class vessel with limited speed and range. It couldn't have taken on its cargo more than a day ago, which means it must be within 15 light years of here. Why didn't you mention this earlier? It didn't seem necessary, and on Romulus you learn not to volunteer information. It's a hard habit to break. Maybe now would be a good time to start. Follow me, gentlemen. So then Troy and Nevek are having a private conversation. Our plan has collapsed. Our plan? What about those people on the freighter? Why did you fire? There was no alternative. You told me they couldn't be trusted. If I let them live, the whole mission would be in jeopardy. 18 people lost their lives. Don't lecture me, counselor. A number of people have died in order to carry out this mission. Believe me, those 18 won't be the last. I'm sorry, but I can't dismiss those lives so easily. Fine, agonize all you want, but don't let it get in the way of our plan. You don't have a plan anymore. You remember I told you if anything went wrong, we would need a Starfleet officer? There is a Starfleet base on Drake and 4. It's 2 days away. Maximum warp. That's where we're going. In a Romulus ship? Yes, it's your job to order Taurus to proceed into Federation territory. We'll never get through the gravitonic sensor nets. We will, if you provide the correct access codes. Do you really think there's a chance of succeeding? If you have another idea, I'll be happy to consider it. So then we're in the Warbirds war room. You will pilot a course for the Draken system. You can't be serious. Draken 4 was the fighter's destination. I ordered the fighter destroyed because I recognized the captain, a known Federation spy. Now we must deliver the cargo ourselves. We must? I do not intend to explain myself to you. You will set a course. In order to reach Draken, we will have to travel through Federation space for nearly 24 hours. That is not a problem, Troy says. Contrary to the propaganda that your superiors have us believe, Starfleet is neither weak nor foolish. The chances of us reaching Dracon undetected are not good. We will be cloaked. The cloaking device does not always make us invulnerable, and you would know that if you had spent any time in the field. The Federation has its borders with subspace listening posts, with graviton sensors. They may have a tachyon detection grid in operation, in which case they will know that we're there. If we are discovered in Federation territory, we will interpret it as a act of war. The Talshar has attained access codes for the sensor nets. I will provide them if necessary. There will be no guarantee that we will escape undetected. Your cowardice does not befit a Romulan soldier, Troy says. Troy says, blame the military for the wars we are asked to fight, but I think it's your kind, Major, that will be the death of us all. So, we all head to the Romulan bridge. Taurus, plot a course for the Draken system. Course plotted. Prepare for warp. Commander, sensors are picking up a vessel. Our cloaking device is still engaged, but they have not detected us. Activate view screen. Enlarge. It's the Enterprise, Commander. Well, Major, it appears your suspicions about the freighter were correct after all. The Federation has come in search of its spies. Status. They are scanning the debris of the fighter. Shields level are normal. Weapons are not active. They are not prepared for battle, sir. They weren't expecting to find us here, and I see no reason to alter that perception. The radiation from the debris field should make our cloak detectable. If we engage warp engines, proceed at maneuvering speed. One moment, Commander, Troy says. We should hold our position until the Enterprise has left the area. We cannot risk detection. Even if we are detected, they cannot track us once we go to warp. We have not established their intentions. Their intentions are obvious, Major, and are no concern to us. Proceed on course. Maneuvering engines only. Go to warp when we're clear of the debris field. Yes, Commander, we should clear in 27 minutes. You will keep me informed of our progress. Troy leaves. Novik, it's not wise to challenge the Tasha, Commander. I will not let her tell me how to ruin my ship. It appears to be the remains of a ship. My analysis indicates it was an Antares-class fighter. That's the ship we were supposed to meet. Could there have been some sort of malfunction, a reactor core breach? I do not believe so, sir. That would be not consistent with the debris, however. However, sensors indicate high levels of residual antiprotons. Romulan disruptor fire, Riker says. Correct. Based on the antiproton decay, I would estimate the incident occurred within the last 4.3 hours. Then your Romulans could be still in the vicinity. Red alert, shields at maximum. Whatever that fighter was carrying, they certainly didn't want it to reach us. Are you sure you don't know what it was? No, sir, I swear. All we have are questions, Mr. Data. Continue your scan. So then Troy is back in her room. We have to get a message to the Enterprise. That's impossible. It's the perfect opportunity. The Enterprise is nearby. If we can communicate with them, they might be able to help us. Council, the ship is traveling under cloak. All of our electromagnetic emissions are being monitored. Any attempt at communication whatsoever, and we would be discovered instantly. It would not succeed. We must continue to Drake and Ford. That is the safest route. Is there anything you can do to the ship or to the cloaking device that would let the Enterprise track us? Track us? No. We want to get into Federation territory undetected. What we want is to get the dissidents to safety. Now the answer question is there a way? If there were, I wouldn't do it. Yes, you will. Council, we're not playing it your way anymore, Nevlek. I've been kidnapped, surgically altered, put in danger. I've gone along with all your plans. Now you are going to listen to me. You find a way to let the Enterprise track us, or I will go to Torith and tell her I've discovered you're a traitor. I'll order you ejected into space. Is that clear, Sub-Commander? There is one possibility. In order for a ship to remain undetectable while cloaked, the radiation emissions from the warp engine must be precisely balanced. The ship engineer is a sympathizer. He may be able to slightly misalign one of the nullifier cores. It would create a small magnetic disturbance in space whenever we're in motion. Good, do it. That would only be intermittently. We might not even be detected. It's the best we can do. We have to try it. Anything more would be immediately registered on the bridge. Even this slight misalignment may be detected. It's a risk we have to take. You're the one who outlined the stakes to me. Are you getting squeamish now just because we are getting more dangerous? Contact the Enterprise. Just beam over. End of story. But no, we got plotline to continue, right? More plotline. Okay, so then we're back on the Enterprise. Sensors are picking up Polaroid's magnetic distortion to our port side. Analysis. The distortion is extremely weak. It appears to be moving slowly. It's gone, sir. Gone. The distortion no longer registers on our instruments. Could this be a distortion caused by a cloaked ship? Unknown, sir. Our understanding of Romulan technology is still limited. Captain, Romulan ships use a forced quantum singularity as a power source. It is that system is not functioning perfectly or is damaged even slightly. It might show through the cloak as a magnetic disturbance of some kind. This distortion has reappeared, sir, bearing 337 Mark 10. It has disappeared again, sir. Mr. DeServe, is your opinion it's possible that we're picking up a cloaked Romulan ship? It's a strong possibility, sir. Mr. Data, continue your scan. Ensign, link navigational controller to Mr. Data's console and plot a course for that distortion. So, we're back on the Romulan ship again. Commander, the Enterprise is underway. Good. What is their course? They're heading for us, sir. What? They appear to be on an intercept course. What is the status of our cloaking device? Is there a malfunction of any kind? Cloaking device malfunctioning, sir. All shipboard emissions within normal range. Maintain full sensor scans. Commander, the Enterprise may simply engage in a search operation. Perhaps. So then we're back on the Enterprise. Sir, the magnetic distortion has reappeared. Bearing and speed, it appears to be moving toward us, closing slowly, and a bearing indicates a possible collision course. Time to impact. I'm unable to determine the precise measurement. However, I would estimate impact within 90 seconds. It doesn't make any sense. Why would they run us? And if they were, why wouldn't they do it at full speed? I don't know, sir. The Romulans will sometimes make subtle side attacks, but only as a last resort. There's no reason for it here. Time to impact approximately 60 seconds. We don't have a luxury to speculate. Back us away from distortion, ensign 1/2 impulse. Aye, sir. Did I do that or not? All right, let me just do this real quick. Shoot. I lost my place now. Sir, the magnetic distortion has reappeared, bearing and speed. It appears to be moving toward us, closing slowly. It indicates a possible collision course. Time to impact. I'm unable to make a precise measurement. However, I estimate impact in 90 seconds. It doesn't make any sense. Why would they run us? If they were, why would they do it at full speed? I don't know, sir. The Romulans sometimes will make subtle side attacks, but only as a last resort. There's no reason for here. Time to impact approximately 60 seconds. We don't have the luxury to speculate. Back us away from the distortion engine. 1/2 impulse. Why? I am having problems with my computer. I hope it's okay. They are moving away, Commander. Torres says Patera attack sequence. All sections report ready for battle, Commander. Disruptors fully charged. Disengage cloak on my honor. Prepare to fire. Disregard that order. What? I do not authorize this attack. You will cease battle operations immediately. I do not need your authorization to attack, Major. This is my ship. How typical of the military to resort to brute force when discretion is required. The Enterprise has demonstrated they can track us. They must be destroyed. Yes, they can track us. So if we attack them, they will return fire. And since we have no shields when we're cloaked, we will be destroyed. Are you questioning my ability to command? You are not fit to command. Step down or I will have you removed. Do you think anyone here will listen to you? If any one of you defies the Telsha, we will not bear the punishment. Alone, your families or all of them will be beside you. I am now commander of the ship. You will take orders from me and no one else. Remove Commander Torres from her station. If she resists, shoot her. Commander, please step down. Troy, remove her weapon. Now, Commander, watch and learn. In order to defy your enemy, you must understand them. The Federation wishes to avoid war at all costs, so I shall offer them a diplomatic solution. Get them to lower their shields and then destroy them. Okay, I don't know what's going on with my computer today. Captain, we are being hailed on screen. I am Major Raquel of the Tal Shar. I am Jean-Luc Picard of the Enterprise. How can we be of help? A civilian fighter has been destroyed not far from here. We have detected the residual effects of disruptor fire. Can you shed any light on this? Troy says, a regrettable incident, Captain. The freighter has fired upon the former commander of this vessel. I have now taken control. I assure you there will be no more attacks. Still, there was a considerable loss of life. Captain, we do not want to exaggerate this incident. You and I can discuss it calmly. We can diffuse it before it becomes inflated. I agree. I will come aboard your ship. Please lower your shields and prepare to beam me aboard. Very well. Mr. Worf, lock on Major Rakal and transport on my command. Aye, sir. Thank you. And then Riker says, what is she doing on that ship? I don't know, number one, but she needs our help to get back. Mr. Worf, lock onto her no matter what happens. Yes, sir. Lower shields. It's not. Okay. I'm really having problems today. So, when the Romulans fire, the fire hides the transport of these three guys. Worf said they fired on us. Shields up, standby phasers, damage report. We sustained a direct hit, but the damage was negligible. The disruptor had almost no power. This is Pro-Counsel Meret and his aides. They were part of the underground movement. They're in stasis. Medical team to the bridge. Aye, sir. Where's Deanna? Disruptors were ineffective. The Enterprise was not damaged. Up, we're back on the other ship. I'm having trouble with this. I don't know what to do. So, they've discovered that there were 3 people beamed aboard the Enterprise during the disruptor fire. Disruptors were ineffective. The Enterprise was not damaged. They have reestablished full shields. I am reading a malfunction in our forward disruptor array. The power system was destabilized. You're lying. The disruptor beam has been purposely sabotaged to conceal a transporter beam. Within, quickly pilot, locate transport coordinates. What have you done? The transporter beam originated in our cargo bay. Something was transported from here to the Enterprise. So, the mysterious cargo brought by Major Raquel of the Tal Shield has been transported to Starfleet. I see these 2 traitors in our midst. And she fires and she kills him instantly. This guy. So she beams back aboard the Enterprise. And we end the episode in Dr. Crusher's office. How that about does it. How does it feel to have your own face back? Just right, thank you. The men you helped rescue are safe. Pro-Counsel Merritt is deeply grateful for your help. Thanks should go to Nevek. He sacrificed himself to save them and me. Thanks to the two of you, there has been paid future rescue operation for Nikarik's efforts, and his sacrifice were not in vain. So that was the end of Face of the Enemy. We've done Equil, we did Face of the Enemy. Next week we'll do Tapestry, and the week after we'll start The Birthright. So, and don't forget If Then later this afternoon. So please check that out. Thank you.